So this video appears to show the moment that the Ukrainian jet airliner was hit. I'll play the video. It's going to be in the top right hand. I'm sorry. The top center of your screen. It's a little bit, they do repeat it. It's a little bit shocking just in case, but there it is. They'll show it again. And there it is. Now, my thing is this. What on earth would have made someone start filming in that direction in the first place? There's a plane flying over. Perhaps they thought it was a U.S. plane that was in retaliation, so they figured they'd film it for prosperity. I don't know, but it's a little bit odd that someone was filming right in that direction. Perhaps they heard the missile launches. Evidence shows, satellite images show that there were two blips for missile launches, briefly followed by the blip of the explosion of the plane. Now I'm going to switch over here to Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau says that intel shows Ukraine jet downed by Iranian missile. So it looks like it's pretty much in the bag. It's pretty much for sure an Iranian missile known as the Gauntlet to NATO that shot down the Ukrainian civilian passenger airliner. Tragic. Very tragic. The Ukrainian jet that crashed after taking off from Tehran appears to have been downed by an Iranian surface-to-air missile, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said Thursday, citing intelligence reports. The downing of Boeing 737, killing all 176 aboard, including 63 Canadians, may have been an accident, Trudeau said, but a full and credible investigation is required. And I agree, absolutely. Something like this happens, you want to know why, you want to know where, you want to know the who, the how, the what, everything about it. That's the only way you can possibly look into the future and say, well, how can we prevent something like this from happening? Maybe they come up with some of a beacon system for civilian planes or something. I don't know. It was force majeure. It was nerves. It was anxiety. It was a bad situation. A horrible accident. Early Thursday, a U.S. official not authorized to speak publicly had confirmed to USA Today that a missile appeared to be likely the cause of the plane crash. I like that. Not authorized to speak publicly, but he confirmed to USA Today. Okay. The confirmation came after reports on social media appeared to show the guidance section of a SA-15 Gauntlet short-range surface-to-air missile having landed in a garden near the crash site. London-based global information firm IHS Markit said it could not confirm the authenticity of the photos, but assesses them to be credible. This is the surface-to-air missile system. It is known as the Gauntlet to NATO. It's the Tor. Ukrainian International Airlines Flight 752 crashed hours after Iran launched a ballistic missile attack on Iraqi bases housing U.S. soldiers. And incidentally, like I said, that missile attack was to save face. They launched it at targets that they knew would have the lowest possibility of causing really any damage or casualties. They don't want a war. They want to try to save face. This whole plane incident here, it does not serve Iran well. It disservices them. Iran didn't want this any more than anybody else did. It just a tragic accident. A tragic accident. Iran's attack was retaliation after the killing of one of its top officials, General Qasem Soleimani, in a U.S. drone strike that has drawn a mixed reaction from U.S. and world leaders. President Trump said Thursday he found the plane crash suspicious and that somebody could have made a mistake on the other side, and he's absolutely right. Someone made a mistake. That's horrible. It's tragic, but that's what happens when you put weapons in the hands of anxious people, and you put them on high alert, and they believed that the U.S. was going to retaliate. Trump had put out a tweet saying we were. They launched missiles. They were fully expecting a retaliation, so they were all having itchy trigger fingers. Trudeau, at his news conference, prefaced his disclosure of a missile as the likely cause by saying it undoubtedly came as a further shock to his country, already reeling from the huge loss of life. He said the reports came from multiple sources, including allies. Whew. So what could this escalate to? Well, it could escalate to anywhere, and it could escalate to nowhere. Hopefully, everybody de-escalates it. Everybody takes a step back and says, it was a horrible accident. But for us to retaliate on that will ask for more retaliation, which demands more retaliation, which demands more retaliation. At some point, somebody has got to step back and be like, okay, all right, it was a horrible accident. Let's move on from here. Asked if the U.S. should share some of the blame for the plane crash, Trudeau again emphasized the need for a thorough investigation. The U.S.'s involvement would be, Trump's quotes, putting Iran on edge, and obviously the initial attack on Soleimani that started it all. But the blame game never ends. Once you start pointing fingers and you point the blame game, it never stops. Canada is working with Ukrainian crash investigators, Trudeau said. Iran is insisting the plane's cockpit and flight data recorders, the black boxes, be kept in its country, Trudeau said. But he said Iran has told Ukraine it will have access to the data. And hopefully unfettered access. Hopefully access without people looking over your shoulder, so to speak. It would make it look a lot better to the world. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I don't know. That's my question to you. What do we do? That's genuinely my question. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And then again, it's not even up to us anymore either. There are a lot more players involved now. So what do they do? Time will tell. That's what I got on this one. Give me your opinions. I will see you guys on the next one.